Oh, welcome back to another update on the Landrover. I'm not sure this is the second or third update for July. I think it's probably the second. As you can see, I've got the engine in now, which is the right pain in the arse to get in. I thought I had something wrong. I thought the clutch plate or the pressure plate was the wrong one. I made a little tool up to align the clutch plate, which is over there somewhere. I don't know what just kicked in, but here you go. Which is here. I'm machining this up in my little lathe. So I knew the clutch plate was dead in line, and a little spigot at the end that went straight in, so I knew everything's okay. But I just couldn't. I tried 3 times trying to get the engine in, but it just wouldn't have it. I think one of the problems may be because I'm working by myself and I just needed an extra pair of hands just to guide it. The tolerances on the engine and the bell housing that go in, I think they're really tight, not really loose at all. So on the third attempt, what I actually did, let's have a quick look. I made up this little piece of wood with a little bit of aluminium plate on top, and what I've done, I don't know if you can see it on this side, I've actually put it underneath the bottom of the gearbox. You can't really see now, but it was right underneath the bottom of the gearbox. So when I come to make the engine, the gearbox, I knew the height was right. So the bell housing and the flange on the back of the engine were actually sitting on the same piece of wood. So then what I did then was, well, that sounds really boring, but I use this old vernier gauge. Don't really like these ones because I don't think they're very accurate. And I measured the gap all the way around between the actual, you can see it or not, so you can see through there, gap between the gearbox flange and the back of the engine. So I measured it in about 2 or 3 places all the way around. I knew whether I had to go sort of left, right, or whatever. And I played around with that for about an hour, just moving it a little bit at a time. And what I actually did as well, I used my, you can see under there, it's a gearbox jack, which is a bit of a godsend. It's a manual one rather than hydraulic, so you can leave it overnight. So I played around with that, and eventually, after the second hour, it started going in. It just suddenly clicked and just pushed straight in. So it just shows that you've got to get it spot on. It's no good getting it sort of near enough like some of the old Ford engines I used to put in as a teenager and whatever, even some of the modern engines. So you have to get it sort of spot on, but it went on, and so it's all in there now. I've got a few bits and pieces to do on the engine. I know it looks a bit rusty in that at the moment, but I did give it a good wash down, and the plan was really, so once the engine's in, which it is now, is to give it another good clean down. It's all cleaned in the bottom there, it's all nice and dry, but around the exhaust, I think you can see there, it's a bit grubby, but I had a plate across here because I use that for lifting it in, so I should clean all that up as well. And once it's all clean, I'll give it a good check over. These covers here, that's that, I've had them off. All the valves are actually backed off at the moment because in the top of the cylinders I put some automatic transmission fluid, and it seems to turn over nice and freely now, but I don't know where all the fluid's gone. I'm feeling it's gone in the sump, but I should give that another top up again and just let it soak, because I'm in no hurry to fire the engines up just yet. But what I'm in a hurry for is to get the sump off. You can see it's quite rusty, but I wasn't 100% sure I could get to the sump with the engine in, but luckily I can. So I should take the sump off and just whip some of the bearings off and just have a quick look at them to see what the shells are like on the mains and the ends. I'm sure they'll be fine. As for the engine, again it just needs a good clean up, set the valve clearances because they're all backed off. I did go over it quickly. This is how just a wire brush that come up fine. I should take the fan off and the pulley there off and the dynamo on the other side. So you see it, look. So I can paint the engine. I've never seen such a bloody great big fan belt as that one. Look at the size of it, massive. I'll see if I can get another one of them. What I did find, you can't really see it here now, but that nut is actually loose. So somewhere in its life someone's actually decided to undo it. I don't know if you can see it or not. No, it's going to prove me a lie now, but he's definitely loose. You can see the tab washer there, look. So really it's just another good clean up. So once I get the fan off, dynamo off, I can start cleaning it up ready for paint. The other thing I'm not sure what to do with at the moment, so I'll try and find the bits, is the oil filter. You can see it there. I'll have a look, see if I've got the bit. I think I did see it somewhere. I'll have to have a look around. But it needs a good looking over the whole engine because can't assume anything at the moment. Like I say, there's a nut loose on there. Was a nut loose behind the camera actually, but there you go. Obviously the piping for the fuel. It's obviously it's all a bit loose at the moment. I'll probably take the carb off anyway, so I can get a service kit for it, or if not, if it's just a pressure gasket, so I get some I've got gas material. I'll take it apart and I'll give it a quick look. That's about it really. I'll put the steering arm on. The bolt for it is actually fallen down the bottom there somewhere, but I'll find that later. I'm sure that'll turn up. So that's it really. I've got some play on the steering box, which I need to. All I've done really is took the steering box apart, changed the bearings in the top, and basically just fully greased it. There is quite a bit of play in it, so I just need to have a look into that, see if I can get rid of some of the play. The other things I did find was, I don't know if you can see or not, them two holes there, they're for the wing. There's a bracket goes on there for wing, and these bolts down here, these threaded holes, which is quite good because one of them's got bolts been sawn off, which I didn't really know, so I'll have to drill and tap them, or I can get over it. It's not a big issue. And the other thing on the other side, so obviously the bulkhead's had some work done on it because there's no holes, so I have to locate the wings and bolt them on. The only thing I was a bit disappointed with, I had a chassis took a bit of a bashing getting the engine in. Don't know if you can see it or not. Little scratch down there, scratch down there. You can see it. And the good thing is it's all nice clean metal underneath, so it just goes to prove I did clean it all down. I should rub that down, and I needed to go back over the front of the chassis anyway because there's quite a few bits and pieces I want to touch up, like these bolts through here, and there's a bolt down the other side. So that's pretty much it really. And the only thing I've got to try and find out if some of these wires go, but I suppose the length of it's what dictate it. So it's got to go in here somewhere. We'll find out later. Obviously the coil one I found went to the coil, and I think that it goes to the starter. Oh, the bag's slowing away. The only thing I did notice, I don't know if you can see from here, it's a bit too late really now, but the thread in the bottom there doesn't seem particularly that good. And also, I don't know if you can see it or not, but on there, I'll stick my big fat finger through there should be a bolt going through there, but the bolt, I just found out it's actually broke off in there. So that's a question of drilling and tapping again. There's a couple of bits and pieces, I'm not really sure what they are. Looks like down there, don't know what that is. Don't really know. Also we've got another little tap. Oh, there's a wire on that one. Nice and all pressure light. Could be, couldn't it? I'll check the colour codes. Oh, so that's pretty much it. So I'm pleased the engine's in. It doesn't particularly look fantastic at the moment, but once it's had a good old clean up, it only really, like I say, I need to clean around just a little bit down there. These covers come off, I will paint them black. And the breathers, I'll probably try and see if I can wash them out somehow. That's pretty much it really. Nice new set of plugs, and try to find out where's bloody, I'll get one of these fan belts from. Well, that's pretty much it for this update. Well, thanks for watching, and I'll catch up with you again shortly. Bye now.